Hey everybody, it's Steve. In this video, I just want to talk about several things that I read in the news recently. The first has to do with Google Wallet. Now, Google Wallet's been out, I think, for 2, 3, 4 years. I think 3 years they've been out. But anyway, I was just reading that now they are going to stop taking payments from developers. That's what I had read there. It's not letting developers receive payments or make payments. They're going to stop that. I don't know why. The article that I had read didn't really go too much into the why, but they were stopping that aspect of the Google Wallet business. So it sounds at first glance like, big deal. But what does that really signal? I think honestly, this signals the end of Google Wallet. I mean, because you got to think about it. That thing's been out for, like I said, 2, 3 years, and it would be generous to even call it a minor player in mobile payments, because virtually nobody uses it, nobody cares about it. Most people have never even heard of it. The real problem too it's also facing is Apple Pay. Apple Pay is, honestly, it's already crushed it. And Apple Pay's been out like 2 months, and a lot of people are excited to use it. A lot of people are looking forward to using it who don't have it yet. A lot of retailers are on board, and yes, there's been some press about those who don't want to get on board with Apple Pay, but reality wise, we all know they will get on board eventually with Apple Pay. So what I think, probably in maybe 2, 3 years, eventually Google they're going to get rid of Wallet. They have no interest in keeping it, in supporting it. I would think it was just a little niche idea they had, and I think they're just going to do away with it, especially with the onslaught of Apple and Apple Pay. They can't compete with that. We have to be real. So that will be that. And another thing that I was reading in the news recently is that iOS is the second largest OS in the United States, obviously next to Android. Now that is really something, because you have to realize, I think if I remember correctly from the article, that iOS has like 49% of the market in the United States, and Android has the remaining, what would that be, 51%? And that's really amazing when you think about it, because let's think of Android. Android isn't just for the higher end phones like the Note 4, but it's all Samsung phones from an S2, S3, S5 to the HTCs, the 7, the 8 to the Nexus, to all different types of phones run Android. So while that sounds impressive that they have 51% of the market, you have to realize that is on a huge section of devices that they have out there. An incredible amount of devices. Now you look at iOS. Right now we have only 2 devices currently, which are the 6 and the 6 Plus. Now there is the 5, 5S, the 5C, which has been discontinued, I think, I don't know, a year or so or whatever. I'm not really certain. But the fact with just a small amount of devices that Apple has, and they have such a huge share of the market, really is a testament to how well they're doing, how well people are accepting the new devices. They love the new devices. I mean, you look at how well the 6 is sold. I mean, it destroyed the competition. It broke all sales records. It exceeded analyst expectation for sales. And we're going to continue to see that into 2015, especially now with wearables. Now, I love my Note 4. I love my Gear Watch. But again, wearables, it's a niche product. Really, be honest, nobody cares about it. The majority of people don't care. It is very rare to see a smartwatch out there. But now once that Apple Watch comes out, that is going to change, and it is going to become commonplace. The Apple Watch is going to do for wearables is what the iPhone did for phones, smartphones. It's going to reinvent the market. It's going to make it commonplace. Now, as a lot of people know, or maybe a lot of people don't know, in addition to my Note 4, I also have the iPhone 6 Plus, and I love that device a lot. It's just fantastic. Now, I'm also going to get the Apple Watch when it comes out. I'm excited to try it. I'm excited to, use it. Knowing Apple, now Apple obviously was not first, but they're going to do it the best. That is going to be such a fantastic watch, and you're going to see a large section of just the population in general, old, middle-aged, young, male, female, are going to be enjoying that watch. And this is going to be an exciting year from Apple. Not only with wearables, but with the phones they're going to be coming out with this year. So it's also going to be exciting for us, who like both platforms, because the Note 5's coming out. Hopefully the Note 5 Edge will come out. But this is really Apple's year, and the end of 2014 was their year with the introduction of the iPhone 6, and it's going to continue to be their year. They are going to dominate both the smartphone market and the wearables market. So, and you kind of see the handwriting on the wall there, because Google Wallet not performing at all. Android, they should have a lot more than 51% given as many devices, but you know what? Android people, we got to keep our chin up, and got to keep our eye on Apple, because they're going to have a lot of good stuff coming out. So, all right, thanks for watching.